Most people with prediabetes are fighting two battles at the same time, and they do not even know it. Battle 1. Their blood sugar is destroying their cells. Battle 2. Their muscles are quietly wasting away. And here is what nobody tells them. These are not two separate problems. They are the same problem, happening inside the same cells, at the same time. And the food that fixes one fixes the other, simultaneously, at the cellular level. Welcome to Cellfresco. One belief drives everything we do here. Every cell has a healing food. Today we reveal the strength paradox, why the same food that lowers your blood sugar also builds your muscle, and why without understanding this connection, you can never fully reverse prediabetes. Here is what we will cover today. First, the issue. Why prediabetes destroys muscle and blood sugar through the same cellular mechanism. Second, the solution. 5 specific foods that send healing signals to your muscle cells and your insulin receptors simultaneously. Third, your strength and healing meal plan. And finally, your action plan. Now the story. Imagine your muscles as a giant sponge. In a healthy body, every time insulin signals your muscle cells to open their doors, they absorb enormous amounts of glucose from your blood. Blood sugar drops. Insulin sensitivity improves. Your muscles grow stronger with every meal and every workout. Everything works perfectly. But here's what prediabetes does to that sponge that nobody talks about. A 2026 study published in Nature Communications made a remarkable discovery. In people with chronically high blood sugar, the muscle cells lose their ability to respond to both exercise and food. Not because they are weak, because high blood sugar is destroying the very cellular machinery that makes muscles grow and absorb glucose at the same time. Inside your muscle cells, there are structures called mitochondria. These are the power generators. They take fuel and turn it into energy for both muscle contraction and glucose absorption. In healthy muscle cells, mitochondria are large, abundant, and powerful. But the 2026 research showed something alarming. In people with prediabetes, the mitochondria in their muscle cells were smaller, fewer, and weaker. The proteins responsible for pulling glucose into muscle cells were reduced. The muscle cells were simultaneously losing their ability to grow stronger and their ability to absorb blood sugar. This is the paradox. Prediabetes makes your muscles weaker. Weaker muscles absorb less blood sugar. Less glucose absorbed means higher blood sugar. Higher blood sugar makes your muscles weaker still. The cycle destroys both your strength and your blood sugar at the same time. And here is what makes this even more alarming. Research published in 2026 confirmed that exercise alone cannot break this cycle when blood sugar is chronically elevated. The muscle cells simply cannot respond properly. The mitochondria are too damaged, the signaling pathways are too disrupted, but food can break it. Specific food, sending specific signals directly to your muscle cell mitochondria, repairing the machinery, rebuilding the sponge, building the muscle, and lowering the blood sugar, all at the same time. Food 1, eggs. The muscle cell activation signal. Eggs contain the highest quality, complete protein available from any whole food. And at the cellular level, the amino acids in eggs, particularly leucine, trigger a specific signaling pathway inside your muscle cells called mTOR. The mTOR pathway is the master switch for muscle protein synthesis. When leucine activates mTOR, your muscle cells begin building new protein structures. Existing fibers grow larger. New fibers begin to form. But here is the strength paradox in action. Larger, more developed muscle fibers contain more GLUT4 transporters. And GLUT4, as we learned in episode 1, is the door through which glucose enters your cells. More GLUT4 means more doors for glucose to enter. More glucose entering your muscle cells means lower blood sugar. The same food that builds your muscle also increases your blood sugar absorption capacity. You are not eating eggs. You are activating mTOR in your muscle cells, building larger fibers, and increasing the number of glucose doors in your body simultaneously. 2 whole eggs every single day. Food 2, salmon, the mitochondria rebuilding signal. The mitochondria in your muscle cells are damaged and depleted, and the single most powerful food for rebuilding them is salmon. Salmon contains omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. And these fatty acids incorporate themselves directly into the mitochondrial membrane of your muscle cells, making it more fluid, more flexible, and more efficient at producing energy. Research has consistently shown that omega-3s increase both the number and the size of mitochondria in muscle cells. More mitochondria means more energy available for muscle contraction. More energy for contraction means more muscle work. More muscle work means more GLUT4 transporters pulled to the cell surface. More GLUT4 means more glucose absorbed from your blood. Your blood sugar falls, your muscles grow stronger. But omega-3s also directly reduce the chronic inflammation that is keeping your muscle cells locked in a constant state of breakdown. Without stopping this inflammation, No food can rebuild what prediabetes is destroying. You are not eating fish. You are rebuilding the mitochondria inside your muscle cells, stopping the inflammation, preventing them from growing, and increasing your blood sugar absorption capacity simultaneously. Salmon 3 times per week. Food 3, lentils, the dual cellular signal. Lentils are the most powerful example of the strength paradox in a single food. Because lentils simultaneously send 2 completely different healing signals to 2 completely different cellular systems. Signal 1 to your blood sugar. Lentils have one of the lowest glycemic indexes of any carbohydrate. They release glucose into your blood so slowly that your insulin receptors are never overwhelmed. Blood sugar stays completely stable for hours. And the fiber in lentils feeds your gut bacteria to produce butyrate, the cellular signal from episode 3 that improves insulin sensitivity at the cellular level. Signal 2 to your muscles. Lentils contain around 18 grams of plant protein per cup. This protein provides the amino acid building blocks your muscle cells need for the mTOR protein synthesis pathway. More protein means more muscle fiber building. More muscle fiber means more GLUT4. More GLUT4 means more blood sugar absorbed. One food, 2 simultaneous cellular signals, blood sugar stabilization and muscle building happening at the same time from the same bowl. You are not eating lentils. You are sending a blood sugar signal and a muscle building signal simultaneously. A cup of lentils 4 times per week. Food 4, Greek yogurt, the overnight muscle repair signal. While you sleep, your muscle cells are either repairing and growing or breaking down. Which direction they go depends almost entirely on what you eat before bed. Greek yogurt contains casein protein. Unlike other proteins, casein digests extremely slowly, releasing amino acids gradually into your bloodstream over 6 to 8 hours. This slow release means your muscle cells have a continuous supply of amino acids throughout the entire night for protein synthesis through the mTOR pathway we discussed with eggs. But Greek yogurt also contains magnesium. And magnesium, as we learned in episode 1, is essential for insulin receptor function. Without adequate magnesium, your insulin receptors cannot complete the signaling cascade that opens the glucose door. Greek yogurt provides both the overnight muscle repair signal and the mineral that keeps your insulin receptors functioning through the night. You are not eating yogurt. You are providing your muscle cells with 6 to 8 hours of continuous amino acids for overnight growth while simultaneously supporting the insulin receptors that control your morning blood sugar. 1 cup of full-fat Greek yogurt before bed, every night. Food 5, quinoa, the complete cellular fuel signal. Quinoa is the only plant food that contains all 9 essential amino acids in sufficient quantities to directly support muscle protein synthesis. It is a complete protein, and combined with its complex carbohydrate structure, quinoa delivers something extraordinary to your muscle cells. The complex carbohydrates in quinoa provide glucose to your muscle cells at a slow, steady rate. This glucose is stored inside the muscle as glycogen, the fuel your muscles use during physical activity. More glycogen means more fuel for exercise. More exercise capacity means greater muscle stimulus. Greater stimulus means more mitochondria built in your muscle cells. More mitochondria means better blood sugar absorption. Because quinoa releases glucose so slowly, it never spikes your blood sugar. Instead, it delivers a sustained cellular fuel signal that powers your muscles without overwhelming your insulin receptors. You are not eating a grain. You are fueling your muscle cells with slow-release glucose and complete amino acids simultaneously, maximizing both muscle growth and blood sugar stability. Half a cup of quinoa every day. Now your strength and healing meal plan. Morning, the muscle activation breakfast, 2 whole eggs cooked in olive oil, half a cup of quinoa, a handful of berries. This breakfast activates mTOR in your muscle cells, provides slow release, complete protein and fuel, and delivers antioxidants to reduce the inflammation, suppressing your muscle growth. Lunch, the dual signal meal. 1 cup of cooked lentils, a large green salad with olive oil dressing, a small portion of roasted vegetables. This lunch sends simultaneous blood sugar and muscle building signals from a single bowl. Dinner, the mitochondria rebuilding meal. A grilled salmon fillet, half a cup of quinoa, a large portion of steamed greens. This dinner rebuilds your muscle mitochondria, stabilizes your evening blood sugar, and provides complete protein and fuel for overnight muscle repair. Before bed, the overnight repair signal, 1 cup of full-fat Greek yogurt, 6 to 8 hours of slow-release amino acids for continuous muscle protein synthesis while you sleep. What to eliminate immediately? Alcohol directly suppresses mTOR, the master switch for muscle growth. Ultra-processed foods increase the inflammation that breaks down muscle. Sugar spikes blood sugar, which directly impairs your muscle cells' ability to absorb glucose. These are not just bad foods, they are anti-signals that simultaneously destroy your muscles and worsen your blood sugar. Now your action plan. Your muscles and your blood sugar are one system. When your muscle cells are healthy, large, and mitochondria rich, they absorb blood sugar like a sponge. When they are weak, damaged, and mitochondria poor, blood sugar stays elevated and makes them weaker still. 5 foods break this cycle simultaneously. Eggs every day. Activate mTOR and increase GLUT4 transporters. Salmon 3 times per week. Rebuild mitochondria and stop muscle inflammation. Lentils 4 times per week. Send dual blood sugar and muscle building signals simultaneously. Greek yogurt every night. 6 to 8 hours of muscle repair and insulin receptor support. Quinoa every day. Slow release fuel for muscle growth and blood sugar stability. Start tomorrow with the muscle activation breakfast. 2 eggs, quinoa, berries. Your muscle cells and your insulin receptors will receive their first simultaneous healing signals before you have even started your day. The sponge inside your body that absorbs blood sugar is your muscle. Feed it right, build it strong, and watch your blood sugar fall as your strength rises. If this video revealed the connection between your muscles and your blood sugar in a way nothing else has, please give it a thumbs up right now. It helps more people find this channel, and it means everything to us. Subscribe to Cellfresco. Every cell has a healing food, and every week we show you exactly which one. In our next video, we bring everything together into one complete 30-day reset protocol. Everything we have covered about prediabetes combined into one powerful plan. This is the one you have been waiting for. I will see you in the next video. Keep healing. Keep thriving.